All right, TommyNFG, TV shows that fell off. Oh, here this go. Here this nigga go. Shut your dumb ass up, you goddamn cotton picking, chicken eating, watermelon munching, whole ass vitiligo nigga. I'm surprised you spelled vitiligo right. I'm not gonna lie. You threw some commas in there. I ain't gonna lie. You did a good job. That was a. You see, you don't know how to use your fucking spaces. I still see that, but this nigga know how to do commas. He know how to work with commas. Oh my goodness, you leveling up. I was just cooking your ass because you ain't know how to use the apostrophes. Now you know how to use commas. Okay, I'm kind of proud of you. Phantom Thief. That was good. And you spelled vitiligo right. That was impressive too. Like, you might have cooked. Yes, Miss Jefferson. Okay, so you do be paying attention in class. Okay, that's good. That's good. That still don't help the fact that you in the class with the sandbox. So only so much you can pay attention. Y'all got 4 computers and a sandbox and niggas that drew out the mouth in your class. But hey, I understand where you coming from. There's only so much you could put forth effort because they already hoe niggas like you. You got 8 classmates. It's all right though. I'll give you a round of applause. Shout out you. But I need to check something real quick. Hold on.
So in the past year, as in 2023, I feel like the spark of shows kinda left. Like, there wasn't any new notable shows that was peaking and everyone was talking about. I mean, except the
Stop sexually harassing me, you weird ass nigga.
if that's your forte.
My friend's a gynecologist. You don't see me sticking my finger in everybody, do you?
Honestly,
What?
media ain't been the same since like 2020. We've been on a drought of everything for years. And as this drought goes on, these shows start to fall off worse and worse. So I'm gonna split the categories into
big
actual
pussy.
shows and then anime.
Oh, he cooking me.
You know
I'm
I had
big
to put
pussy. Oh, I'm cooking me. Bitch. Shut your stupid ass up. Like, it's crazy how much you was able to use grammar and you still sound like a mouth breathing fuck. Go chew on sand like you normally do in that classroom.
animes in this video. There's too many not to talk about. Warning, obvious spoiler warnings ahead for any of the shows I talk about. And the first show we got is none other than our childhood classic.
This nigga has the audacity to follow me now. Thank you for the follow, but still fuck you. So
SpongeBob is by far one of the most iconic franchises of all time. The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are all-time peak. You're not telling me any different. Like, I could go back right now as an adult to watch and laugh at the episodes just as much as I was when I was a kid. Almost every single SpongeBob meme you see online specifically comes from the first 3 seasons.
why fuck me now? Okay. You trying to play the victim card, bitch ass nigga? Did you not? You could scroll up and still see your logs. Like, what the fuck?
In the SpongeBob movie, it's perfection. They somehow adapted a movie people already watched into a game and made it good. There's no other shows that's touching the calibers of this. Most people would think, why the f would they even buy the game then? But after season 3, it was pretty much downhill from there. There could be good episodes here
Watch your
and
fucking
there,
mouth.
but I'm really scrolling
Before I
right now
put a
looking
shoe
at
in your
these
mouth.
episodes past season 3, and I'm not recognizing jack. It's like they started making the episodes worse on purpose. Like, did any of y'all know that Anthony Davis was in a SpongeBob episode in 2020? This boy
What?
should be balling on the court with LeBron. What you doing, dog? Even the movies
ass is
too.
injured,
I'm not
boy.
gonna lie, I didn't really watch the 3rd SpongeBob Out of Water movie, and I guarantee some of y'all didn't even know these movies existed. But I can tell you, both of these movies are simply not touching the first SpongeBob movie. That
Appreciate the follow, Revoke Blood. I don't know if that motherfucker's still in here. Shout out you, gang.
Nowadays, they rely on posting on their YouTube channel, which is just spam with random uploads of things every day. Counting every time someone says plankton, 45-minute video. Every instrument ever in Bikini Bottom, 56-minute video. Every time anyone cooked a Krabby Patty, 2-hour video.
Damn.
They're taking the child YouTuber route and uploading long-ass videos so kids won't click off. The sad thing, too, about all this was that SpongeBob was never supposed to air this long in the first place. Steven Hillenburg wanted SpongeBob to end after the first movie, which would have been perfect. But the people at Nickelodeon gathered together and said, yeah, we're not ending this. And he ended up leaving as the main writer, which directly correlates to SpongeBob's downfall. He even said he didn't want spin-offs, and specifically ones where they age down the characters because, well, that always goes great.
Look at the top of his head.
It's crazy
What
because
did
they
Nickelodeon do to
did a Patrick got a show, right?
honor his legacy after he died? The exact thing he didn't want them to. Like, did one of y'all
What the fuck
even
is
know
this?
these spin-offs exist? This is my first time even knowing Patrick had a spin-off. I refuse to watch it specifically because that ugly-ass baby's holding in his hand. I don't even want to know what type of character that is. Is that supposed to be his little sister? The next show we got is 13 Reasons Why. The fact that this show even exists is kind of hilarious because it's the concept of a girl in a high school ending her life and leaving out 13 tapes for people to trace the clues why she did it, like Scooby-Doo. The peak of its hype was like the first season and second season, I think. And I won't lie, I was pretty invested at first.
I'll watch it now. But the thing is, it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I get that, like I don't know. Maybe I just didn't interpret it correctly, but I could have sworn that she ended up doing this whole thing because the nigga said she had a fat ass. Now, I must have missed some scenes or some shit, and maybe I'm just minimizing her trauma, but I could have sworn that was one of the main reasons.
Especially for the first season, because one by one were they introducing a new character and giving a backstory. But I think the thing that really killed it was there's too many seasons. Like, this show could have easily been one season with 13 episodes for every tape, but it goes on for 4 seasons. Like, how much do you have to talk about? The bitch is already dead. Half the characters in the show never look like high schoolers either. Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me any of these characters look like high schoolers? This man is almost the height of the hallway roof. Get his ass on the court. And all the shit that was going on in this high school was anything but high schooler activity. I'll never forget when Tyler got that whole broom shoved up his ass. Honestly, after that is when I wanted to stop watching.
Yeah,
and for y'all that have never
that
seen
shit
it,
was
take
crazy.
One advice from this video:
Do not search up that scene.
the show was also hella controversial because it depicted a teenage girl unaliving herself. And since most teenagers are stupid and influenced by dumb you can guess who would get influenced by this. It's so bad that you can't even search up 13 Reasons Why on TikTok. It's banned. Do it. Try it right now. I guarantee it's
That's
not gonna let you
crazy.
search it up. And honestly, after maturing ever since watching this, I'm realizing this was the villain the whole time. She should have just died in peace instead of making a whole treasure hunt. So many lives ended up being taken in the process to find out why she did it. Big spoiler warning. The only person who really deserved to die was Bryce.
Facts.
We get sturdy on his brain. And the
He got
dumbest
smoked too.
that scene in the show was when one of the reasons revealed on why she did it was because someone in the class wrote she had the best ass.
I knew I was not fucking tripping. Are you serious?
She ain't have no ass, by the way. The actress is in her 20s. I can say that, okay? Next is Family Guy. At a certain point, Family Guy was one of the all-time goats for shows in general. Everyone would be fiending and waiting for the next season to drop.
Let me
when
see a
another
fucking
one
Flight
ended.
Reacts
Slowly over
gif. What the
time,
fuck?
It just started to hit less and less. Even when you search up Family Guy best moments, there's always going to be jokes and cutaways from the older seasons. I stopped actively watching when they reached the mid to late teens of seasons. But why the is there 22 seasons of Family Guy? Am I the only one surprised by that? There's only so much that happens in Whole Hog for that to even be a thing. And the main thing I used to love from Family Guy was those Stewie and Brian episodes. Bro, when Stewie and Brian
Simpsons got like
together
20
to
something,
do
right?
something in an episode, you knew it was going to be a classic. I feel like if they made one of these episodes each season, it could be a thing to keep people invested. Even Seth MacFarlane doesn't believe in Family Guy anymore. He hasn't written for the show since 2005, which is surprising to me because when everyone thinks of Family Guy, they think of him. But Family Guy did manage to stay good for a while after he left, and nowadays it's in the dustbin. If you sit here and tell me season 22 of Family Guy is good, I'm simply not listening to you. I feel like more of the younger generation is watching South Park because South Park is always up to date. Like, they made a whole episode joking about Prime. Keep in mind, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are in their 50s. If I ask my parents, do they even know who Logan Paul or KSI is, they're gonna look at me like I just made those names up on the spot. And I can't take it serious anymore because of those dumb TikTok clips that are always playing. Even when you search up Family Guy funny moments on YouTube, there's like a gazillion channels reposting clips from the show. If I owned a show and people were posting full episodes of it on YouTube, I'm throwing copyright strikes left and right. But I think Seth MacFarlane is not about the show anymore and lets people do whatever they want with it. Next is Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents is in the category SpongeBob of all-time cartoon goats. The show could have went on potentially from
they added another.
All that needed to happen was Timmy
another
making
grandchild.
a wish, him fucking up the wish, and having to later fix it on by himself. Oh my god, the show had some of the best cartoon episode specials ever. The Channel Chasers episode, the Jimmy Timmy Power Tower episode, the Abracatastrophe episode, and they all brought original concepts to the show's power system as well. But there's 3 main factors we can contribute to its
my god, Poof.
Number 1 is Poof. Poof was introduced in season 6 of Fairly Odd Parents, which was around halfway through the show, and a lot of people was not with that little. I used to think Poof was cool, and I kind of liked him, so I don't know. But this next person was definitely more to blame. Sparky. If people thought there was
I don't remember
point
this
adding
nigga. I remember
to
the way he
Sparky
looked, but
was
I
gonna
actually
make
don't
them
remember him
even
in
more
the
Sparky
any
was
show.
a magical dog and became Timmy's first pet in season 9. He was honestly just useless to the show and didn't really add anything. Like, he would come in here and there for a gag, but no one really gave a f. He kind of ruined the dynamic between Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda. Because at least with Poof, Poof was a baby. He wasn't really doing nothing. And out of all things to add to a show, you add a talking dog, bro. I've seen that like a million times already. But this
Facts.
next person was actually what got the
Entire show canceled.
Chloe. You know,
Yep.
clap it up for
I think that's for her.
ruining their legacy so quickly.
The other
Chloe was easily the most
grandkid
conniving
son's
little
child.
annoying creature ever added to any cartoon. Chloe was added in season 10 of Fairly Odd Parents. And she was added because there was a shortage of fairies in the fairy world, so she had to share fairies with Timmy. Which, by the way, I feel like this killed off the appeal of even having fairy godparents. Because when I was a kid, I damn near wanted my own fairy godparents. It felt unique and special to be that kid picked by the fairy gods to have one. So sharing ruins the appeal of it, and this ruined the appeal for me. She would start breaking down at random times for no reason, being the most annoying nuisance in the entire town of Dimsdale. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of y'all don't even know who Chloe is. That's how bad of a
I didn't know her
character she
name.
is.
I knew the
But
face
let me
though.
just give this time to commemorate my favorite characters after its unfortunate ending. Cosmo, Chester, Jorgen von Strangle, Chip Skylark, and of course,
The nigga chin!
now let's move on to our kawaii woo anime category. I've been vibrating vigorously to do this. And the first anime we gotta talk about is Tokyo Revengers. At a certain
I watched
point,
2 episodes
Tokyo
of this.
Revengers was being hyped up to be the new big 3. And me and my friends was highly interested in it at first. Like, the character designs is still cold. I don't know who's letting these middle schoolers get tattoos like this, but they fire. And by the way, how are any of these characters supposed to be middle schoolers? Like, Draken is supposed to be 15 in the show. This man puts the beats on people like a 20-year jujutsu master. I think the main reason it fell off is because after all the hype from season 1, they took 2 years for the next season. And the anime industry is toxic, okay? If you're not working slave hours like Mappa delivering new seasons every year, your is bound to fail. And the
Damn,
animation
so
was just not it.
Oh, there we
I don't
go.
know when this happened.
I was about to
but
say, damn, niggas is just mad because it took so long to anime. I might watch it, but then he said the animation trash. Hard pass.
the new season also aired on Disney Plus. This
What?
explains its failure. Anything Disney grabs its greedy little hands gets squeezed to death, so I'm not surprised. Like, you're supposed to be streaming people's favorite childhood movies, not our animes. If Disney acquires any more animes, we gotta go on strike like those writers.
They got Studio
Honestly, though,
Ghibli,
with
or
Tokyo
is that
Revengers,
HBO
I've never
Max?
had an anime I watched where I was interested more in the side characters than the main character. This man, Takamichi, was a flashback to anyone who came in his way. Mikey should have been the main character the whole time. Next is Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, brother.
Well, I know
Speaking of
some of
bad
y'all haven't
animation.
heard this name in yonders. I probably woke up someone in a coma from just uttering the name. The first season literally came out in
SpongeBob Closer is dumb as
2015,
fuck.
almost 10 years ago. And it's sad to know that it's known by anything but Seven Deadly Sins, 7 Deadly Frames, 7 Deadly Paid Animators, 7 Deadly Slideshows. But if you watched this anime when it first came out, you would know how hyped people were. There was a certain point where the show actually had good animation, and people were getting Netflix subscriptions out of all things just to watch it. It could have easily been top 10 anime of all time. I remember when they were first introducing each sin, and I thought it was so cold how they were all different. Meliodas and Bond's relationship was real homie ties. That man Bond was a weirdo though. He was dating an entire child. Correction, an 1,000-year-old fairy spirit.
Fuck up.
Why do animes do this? And now they don't even animate it anymore. It's full on CGI. I've never seen an anime fall off so bad. They just say, F it, we're not even gonna draw. Next is Boruto. Boruto was always
Oh,
bound to
brother.
fail because the show is 70% filler. Can you imagine watching any show and 70% of the story doesn't even matter to the plot? Like, man, I got things to do with my time. I got money to make. But there was a certain point a couple of years ago that was keeping the Boruto hype alive. The time skip. All the Boruto fanboys was swearing to everyone that once this
They
hits
always
animation,
mention that
it's
fucking
gonna be
time
on
skip,
levels
bro.
of Naruto Shippuden. And Naruto became mainstream because of the time skip, so I had a lot to live up to. The Boruto time skip did end up happening last year, and yeah, ain't no one talking about it. All that hype flip-flopped in the air just to put out nothing. They even canceled the anime last year. I mean, not like anyone was actively watching it anyways. It was out here competing with 7 Deadly Sins for worst animation of all time. They had my man Naruto looking like Tyler the Creator's mugshot. We should have really gave up on Boruto when Kishimoto, aka the original creator of Naruto, didn't even want to write on Boruto. Like, there was no point for this little and his annoying crew to be making a whole new story. And the very last thing we've got is My Hero Academia.
Bro, they
My
should have
Hero
just ended it,
Academia, when
dude.
was first
And they should have
dropped,
made like
was
a
legit
short.
being compared to Naruto.
If they was
Now,
gonna
as
do like Boruto.
disrespectful as that sounds, My Hero Academia has 85 million total sales, and for something new, that's insane. You have celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion cosplaying characters from it. Oh my god. I don't care if she lied on Tori's name. Keep that thug locked up. Ignoring the stench of the average My Hero fans, everyone was hyped for every new season dropping. But that was the exact problem. The fans. I think the fans single-handedly turned away any potential watchers to it. I had my friends come up to me who never watched anime and would show me some cringe My Hero fan compilation from TikTok. These organisms had to be grown in a lab, like Petri dish creations type. And the fans was out here sending death threats to the creator for not making Deku and Baku go gay. I know that man is disappointed in the type of fans he's attracted. I personally think the hype died down because this goddamn series is going on for way too long. It should have been ended while people were still interested, but the entire manga is still going. I'm not even saying this bad.
I thought they was in the final
reading
arc.
for a while. It felt like the story was getting too complex to the point you don't even know what's happening. Like, bro, I just looked at the latest manga chapter and there's an entire volcano sprung from the ground. Who the even has the ability to do this? I remember when people had powers like fire and ice. Keep in mind, they have to adapt all this into seasons of the show, so we're in for like 5 or 6 more seasons that are unneeded. So yeah, that about wraps everything up. If your show was on here, you can go ahead and cope in the comments section.
Yeah, I'm
because that
good.
just boosted into
None
the
of my
masses.
shit's on
I need
here.
my hate pushed out to the masses. Follow me on Twitter,
Or at
Instagram,
least the
and
Prime.
TikTok. As always, I love you guys
Their
consensually.
Prime is
And
like
until next
the only last time I was watching them.
time, I'm out.
Okay, Tommy. It's a nice little shit, you know what I mean? Nice little shit.